Welcome! Gonna give a little time for people to connect with me right now. I am so excited. Just gonna adjust that. Maybe, yeah. So you can see me and feel me. I cannot wait to talk about what I wanted to talk today. I wanted to talk about pushing the edges. And it's so dear to me because I realized that I was in the shower, and you know, in those moments in the shower where you have all the downloads and like you have all those breakthroughs, like I don't know, for me it happens a lot when I'm in the toilets or the shower, you know, in those moments of like suddenly you have like, I mean, it happens all the time, all day, every day. I am a breakthrough channel. Like I just do that. And so what I wanted to share today, and I felt super excited to share, is that thank you. It's for this idea of pushing the edges, which mean often we talk about comfort zone, right? But it kind of like, hey Mathilde, it kind of like lost its sense, and you want to explore those edges of yourself. So comfort zone is so boring, actually, like so boring. It sounds very, I don't know, whatever, because it's boring inside of it. But also the edges is like the edges of yourself. Like how can you like go onto this edge of like, I don't know what's on the other side of me. I don't know that version of me that's on the other side. I just don't know, but it feels exciting. It feels like, you know, it's a little bit dangerous, a little bit like exciting to discover what's on the other side of it. So it's just like when you grow, when you have this ascension, when you have this spiritual awakening, or when you just like it happens on the other side. It happens when you explore those edges. The way to like expand, and what came through today for me was like the way to expand and to be more of ourselves. It's when we are in that zone, because the comfort zone, it's just a known zone. It's like everything that is within that perimeter, we just know. We know what it is. We may like some stuff, we may dislike, doesn't matter. It's just everything we know, everything we experience in our lives. And then there is the edge of it. And then there is the unknown, the scary, but also the vision. Like your vision has to be on the other side of it, because it will pull you and attract you towards like, oh, exploring more. And how can I, you know, like a beating heart, or like you contract and you expand, you contract and you expand. And this is what happens when you are in this zone, when you're exploring, pushing those edges and making more room every time. Because it's not like you're gonna take one decision and then you're gonna suddenly be on the other side and your life will be transformed forever. It's not really how it works. Maybe it works for people. Never heard of it. If you hear that, yeah, third eye activated. Love it so much. And so you absolutely want to be in that zone. It's not a comfortable place to be in. It might be really like challenging and requiring stuff from you that you didn't know you had, because again, that's that limit between the unknown and like the vision is out there, and you just want to go for that vision, and you know a lot of things, and you're in your comfort, and you want to be like this, you know, you want to push, you want to stretch yourself, you want to expand, you want to be more of you want to explore, like, oh, today I'm going to explore that part of me, today I'm going to explore that part of me, and it's going to feel juicy. And all of that doesn't really happen in the mind, you know. The mind is a wonderful tool, but we think a lot, and we think, oh, okay, what's the next step, what I'm gonna do, how can I have what I want, And then we read books and we just get more knowledge in our heads, and we feel like we're moving on, but we're still in that known zone, in that comfort zone, right? It's just like a maze. We feel like we're turning right and left and right and left, but in the end we're just like the same little rat or mouse that is like turning around in the maze, but we're never really going out of it. We cannot find a way out, because really it doesn't happen when we are stuck in this. And this is actually where we feel stuck, right? When it's just like, okay, it's everything we know, and we feel stuck. And we don't know how to move past that. We don't know how to bring something new and exciting, something that is worth living for. Like really worth living for. Not just like maintaining this, being in that space where it's like kind of comfortable, kind of like, okay, it's just the daily life, but it's kind of boring. And I posted about this today, like, you fucking know when you are on your purpose, when you express, when your soul is expressed, because whether it's comfortable or not, whether it's like exciting or like, how do you say it, like pleasurable or not pleasurable, you just know. So you can take on the challenges, because the edges, this is where the challenge is. Really, this is where, the tough stuff and like moving through the layers of identity and all the bullshit that we were taught at school or by our parents or by society. This is in the known zone. On the edges, this is the time you're starting to like move through that shit. Literally move through that shit. And you're starting to experience more of yourself. That's why there is this juicy, exciting part of it. This is also really uncomfortable, of course, because again, comfort zone, known zone, it's here, and we want to be expanding that. Because what happened is like, it's okay to take a little, step back. Like just I was saying before, it's like this inhale and exhale. It's like expansion, contraction, expansion, like a beating heart, like it contracts and expands. Kind of. I think it's the proper vocabulary. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. So anyhow, it's just like when you expand. So it's okay to contract a little bit and to come back, but then you already did the work of pushing those edges of yourself. And it's also like, how can you like just like play with that? How can you get playful of like, where can I push myself? Not in a way of like exhaustion and like forcing and like doing more of a thing that you hate or even something that you love, but like just to the point of exhaustion. But like, how can I know what pleasure feels like in my body. How can I push those edges and see if I can feel more pleasure? I just followed a class recently about full body orgasm, and that was like the best class ever. and it's just like, how can we always, sometimes when we move through an obstacles, we feel like, oh, that's it, I have a foot out in the unknown, outside, on the edges, I'm on the edges, that's good. But then the edges, they become the comfort zone. That's why we need to keep pushing and expanding and trying and playing and exploring. Otherwise we get stuck again. So it's that thin, exciting process to go through of like finding like the moment where it's not like you're not pushing too much the edges that at some point you're gonna self-sabotage or ruin all of this, because it's for your body and your nervous system and your mind and your subconscious mind, like everything is just like, and then you need to like come back. It's crashing down and you need to come back to what feels safe, and everything is ruined. But it's like, how can you stay in that tension space where you expand and you contract, but you're always, in the end, you're always expanding. And you can contract a little bit, but you come back because you expanded a lot, then you can come back to that instead of coming back to that and being so small and being like, Bodies have limited access, but souls have no limits. Yeah, for sure. But the body is also like the vessel through which the soul is expressed. So we need to get the body on board for this, because the soul is limitless, as you said. Like, there's no limits. So the soul can do everything and can be in all the dimension, right? But the body has to fucking follow what the soul wants. The soul has a purpose, a mission. We came here with a dharma. And you know, if you're pushing too hard and just following your soul, and like your mind is not on board, your subconscious, your inner child, your body, your nervous system is not on board, like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but you know, it's better. I guess it's better if they are on board, if they are following this. And so anyway, so I wrote a few things down that I wanted to share, because I had this downloads when I was following a class, like a business class. It has nothing to do with that, and I don't know why I channeled that. So yeah, I wrote something like you're blind when you're, yeah. So on the other side of it, it's completely blurred. Like the unknown, you cannot see. So you get to be on the edge to be able to have more clarity into your life, for your path, for your mission, for what you want to express and how you want to move through that. And also, sometimes we think our edge is here because it already feels uncomfortable, and that's like, you know, the as far as we can see, as far as we can know and imagine and picture and dream of. But sometimes you bring one person into the picture and your edge expands so much, and you're like, okay, I was just like bullshitting myself, thinking that my edge was here, but actually it was here. So where are you bullshitting yourself? That's a question I absolutely love to ask myself, because trust me, I bullshit myself a lot. Like, we all do, right? We all play small, we all shrink down, and like we all have fears. I was talking with a friend lately. We were talking, like, she's also an entrepreneur, and we are putting something together, and we were talking about how this journey of entrepreneurship and being a leader is so hard and challenging. And some people, they see that in you and they're like, whoa, I love what you're doing, I love that you're following your dreams and like not listening to what society taught you and doing your own thing. And some people, they kind of feel like it's easy, or like it's innate, like you're just doing it. And I'm like, I love that people see that in me, because that's fucking work, because that's fucking hard, because that's like moving through fucking layers and you know, doing the shadow work and doing the inner work and like holding yourself and trusting, and it's a lot of downs and challenges, and like it's a hell of a ride. But we were also saying how much like we wouldn't change that for anything in the world. Like, what we're doing is so freaking exciting, and that's what I was saying in the beginning. When you know when you are on your mission, in your purpose, in like when your soul is expressed, you fucking know, you fucking feel it. Because even when it's fucking hard and people are telling you, well, if it's too hard, just, you know, give up, or maybe you could try this and that, and you're like, no, I'm crying right now, I'm crushed down, but I'm gonna keep going because I'm passionate about this. Yes, don't think that just do it. Yeah, just do it. Just do the thing. Give yourself the nourishment, the support, and go after and spend that time in the edge so that you can breathe a little deeper, right? It's just like in yoga. I used to be a yoga teacher. I still teach a little bit of yoga and embodiment practices. And, you know, I love when you're like, you know, you're in a yin class. So you're going to stay a moment in that posture, you know it. And in the beginning, you're so stiff and you cannot go really far in the posture, but with breathing, with intention of staying in the discomfort, of staying with the pain, of being, you know, exploring that edge of like, you don't just like, I don't know, in a forward bend or whatever posture, you know, just like being like here. No, you go until you cannot anymore. and you stay in that place. And this is where the magic happens, because you stay. Because you stay with your focus, with your breath, with your intention, and with your devotion. You are here to stay in the posture. You're not going to back out. You're going to create your comfort within the discomfort. And that's what I wrote also earlier. I just remember now. Maybe I didn't even wrote it. But it's when you do that, when you spend enough time at your edge, that you're actually like being the leader. Because this is where you're like, it's hard, it's difficult. It's really like pushing me outside of what I know, exploring stuff that are difficult, that are challenging, that are also fucking juicy and sexy and amazing and exciting. Because that place is all of it. It's the chaos, it's the pleasure, it's the fun, it's the joy, it's where everything happens. It's the love, it's the connection to God, it's the expression of your higher self, it's the thrill, it's the, that place is amazing. That place can get super dark and heavy as well. Everything happens in the edges. But you're here, you're sovereign, you're a queen, a king, a goddess, a god. You're here to breathe into it, to stay in that place and to create your own comfort out of it. So that in the future, something that sounded super edgy, super difficult for you, you look at it and you're like, did I really thought it was that hard and I couldn't do it? And I've noticed that a lot with my clients or even in my own personal journey. There's some times where you like have a dream and you feel like this dream is way out there, right? It's like, whoa, that's the when then, when I have more time, more confidence, more money, more, what else? Like when I have something, then I will have that dream. But you never actually quite feel ready. Because as you were saying before, just do it. Like you really have to take those steps to bring that dream closer. And the thing is, most of our dreams, they seem like the big vision, the big dreams, they seem so out there, right? Like you don't even know if you have enough of a lifetime to make it happen. And then you take one step. You get closer to the edge and you take another one. And the dream is just right here. And the dream happens and you're like, this is it? Really? I don't mean that all our dreams come true and they just fall in our laps. It's a lot of work, but it's a willingness to be in devotion to that process. A willingness to sit with the discomfort and to push the edge to be more of who we are. So how can we be more honest? How can we push the edges of our honesty, the edges of our love? How can we love a little deeper? How can we push the edges of our, everything? Like our pleasure. How can we bring more pleasure? How can we bring more self-exploration? How can we bring that expansion? So again, that's not a mental thing. That's not just the mind that is like, oh, okay, that's great, I'm just gonna push the edges. It's something that you bring your whole system into it. Your soul, your body, your spirit, your mind, your subconscious, your inner child that is scared as fuck. You bring all of it to the edges, and then you see the magic happens, and then you see how your life transforms, and you see just how you're more like you have that confidence, because you can do hard things, because you have so many aspects of yourself, and because you're not stuck in that boring known zone where everything and you feel stuck and it's boring and it's just like there's nothing happening. And it's always pushing. Because at some point what you felt like was way out will become your comfort zone, right? We all know that. Giving a personal example, like going live. Now it's super easy. Like I could spend my entire day talking live on Instagram. The first day I came live, I prepared it. Like I had everything I wanted to say, and I wanted to stay on for like 10 minutes or something. Like it was really short. Now I'm just free flowing. And it's, you know, it was so hard. Like it was so out of my comfort zone. I was seeing people doing it. I was like, oh, it seems so easy. But then I was just trying one time what to say, and I got so confused in my mind, and I didn't know what to say. And now it's like, seriously, the first time it's like every first time is gonna be on like pushing the edges, but then you'll be like, oh, okay. And it's also, you know, you can apply that to every areas, like in love and relationships. You know, it's like, oh, I had this relationship, but I know there is better, there is a deeper sense of love, so I know I can also expand. Like, how can I explore that relationship with that person? How can I push the edges? How can we change and shift and really be in that zone of expansion together? That's so important and so exciting and so whatever. So yeah, I'm super excited. I created a masterclass. It's like a mix between a masterclass and a woman circle, because I wanted to have like both the feminine and the masculine, and that's really the two energies that we're gonna work with. So there is a little bit of like a learning, like it's like coming to a woman circle, you have this feminine energy of like, you know, experience, nurturing, connecting, like you get all that fulfillment, but it happens once. And I wanted people to have a little toolbox, a little goodie bag to take home with them. So I've created this event experience. I don't know, I haven't mentioned it yet. I haven't created anything around it. But because there is nothing created now, if you're watching that live or replay, you get a discount on this event. It's gonna be a very life transformative event. Like we're gonna work, it's called Inner Alchemy, so we work with that. I bring you through the experience of that, because it's great to talk about it, it's great to experience it, to experience like both the feminine and the masculine, not just talk about it and learn about it, because they're gonna be a little of that, but I feel like now we're very aware of those two energies. But how can we work with it? And especially how can we take this technology, this knowledge, and apply it to ourselves and using it to explore another version of us and change our lives? Because as I shared today, everything that is within, everything that we feel is how the world responds to us. So again, that's the inner alchemy that we go through, moving, burning, shifting, changing, pushing the edges that are within, so that then we don't know how the fuck is happening, but our lives is changing. And we have better relationships, better, you know, confidence, better, we feel liberated, we feel happy, we feel fulfilled, we know like we are connecting more with people, we are experiencing more, we are bringing more money, we have the strength to start our project, we have new projects and ideas, channeling, like everything. So if you're here, DM me the word, I didn't even think about all of that, I'm just free flowing. Okay, edge, like edge, is it good? Yeah. DM me whatever thing, or DM me the word edge to get a discount to attend this event. It's gonna happen next week or the next other week. Yeah, it's not really clear right now, right? But because I channeled that a few days ago and I'm trying to work on it, I already know everything that's gonna happen within that container, which is life transformation and amazing. And yeah, join the party, join my playground. And you get a discount if you DM me within the next 72 hours. So yeah, have a beautiful rest of your day. Also, if you want to work with me deeper and really go all into your journey and push the edges, for fucking real. The Awakened Goddess mentorship is open for registration. Actually, it's the last few days to register, to join the playground, to join the magic of it. You get some intensive coaching with me to work on yourself. And again, this is that one person you bring in that shows you that when your edges were here and you were blind after that, you couldn't see. And I take you and I'm like, take your hand, and I'm like, let me show you. Like, let's go. Let's go and explore that place. You didn't see it. Let's come together. I'm going to show you what's possible in that space. To unlock your own magic and you becoming your medicine and having like breakthroughs and like just like life-changing experience just because you were in that zone, and then a coach, a mentor takes you here, and then here it's different stuff that happens in that zone. Okay, I'm just reading. That's my first time I joined your live. Yes, welcome. That's interesting and deeply. Yeah, and deep. Yeah, I'm deep. You're deep. We are deep. We are all so deep. Great. So I love you so much. Spend a beautiful rest of your day or night or whenever you're listening to me. I really hope this time Instagram will let me save this live, because yesterday it just disappeared. Wishing you all the best, and let's connect. Even if you are not ready to join any of my offers, that's also great. We can just connect here on Instagram. I love to connect. I love to chat. I love to exchange ideas, because again, this is also just connection. Connection with people is what really expand our minds. Is, and I feel, on a side note, I feel like right now there's just so much separation. I mean, there were always separation. I mean, we come from like, we are all one, and like, we are God, but we decided to experience that individuality. So we go through our own separation within and also separation without. And I feel like when we connect and I feel like now, like people, I don't know, it's just a feeling. I don't know if it's just like it's obviously my perception, but I feel like, we are so attracted by people who think like us and that are vibing like us. And this is great. This is so great. And it's so great to like connect and expand, because our mind and our vision is so limiting. So also pushing the edges is like bringing more people in, bringing more other leaders and visionaries and like all those people that, they explore the world through their own lens. And when you come together, like it's magic, when you have those deep conversations and you're like, I see that, I see you, I see me in you, I see you in me. And it's just fucking exciting. And that's also why I love Women's Circle so much, and gathering. That's also a big part of the Awakened Goddess mentorship. There is this part of like, we come together because this is where the magic happens. Like, the magic happens because you do your own work and because you have the fucking support to like bring you there. And also when there is like the souls are coming together and there is like remembrance and like mirroring, and both like support, unconditional love, unconditional support. I think we use that term unconditional love so often, but really, like we're not God, we are not angels. Like, we will go back to that at some point. So we cannot be in unconditional love all the time, but to have an unconditional support, this is so available to us. And I feel like a lot of people, and me in the past, experienced that, of feeling like I was so not supported. We are supported in the physical, we are supported in the metaphysical, by angels and our team of support. We are so divinely supported in every piece. And when we can create more of that in the matter, in what's real, and join those containers of growth and expansion, you're like unstoppable. And you become a person and you look back and you're like, wow. I love this emoji with the brain exploding, like, because this is me almost 24/7. Okay, wishing a beautiful like nice nose ring. Thank you. I just change it. I change it all the time. It is not straight though. Don't care. I don't really like straight anyway. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Mwah.